Hey, what's up, everybody? Bro Trio here, and I have been playing Splatoon 3 for like the past month. I put 40 hours into this bitch. I have to talk about it.
Has it been out that long?
I don't know. It's been out a while, but I checked on my Switch profile and it said like 40 or more hours or something like that.
Huh.
Seems accurate, because I have been playing
it a lot the last couple days.
Since it came out. And, because that was, it came out on September 9th. So it's been almost a month-ish. Splatoon 3 is awesome. And I'm going to be talking about how awesome it is in 3 segments. So we got multiplayer, the hub world, and then the single player. So ironically, multiplayer is the biggest draw of Splatoon, but it's going to be my shortest topic because it's what you'd expect. It's about, as good, if not slightly better and slightly tweaked than Splatoon 1. Maybe Splatoon 2? I don't know. I didn't play that one. I played half of Splatoon 1, fell off it. Something else was coming out around Splatoon 2, didn't get it. Splatoon 3 just drew me in, and I really wanted to play it. Because I made inklings to Smash Brothers, so I figured maybe this will make me better at Smash. But, so the multiplayer, you got Turf War, everybody inks the walls and the floor, and whoever inks the most wins. That's the main one. You gotta play about 10 levels worth of Turf War until you get the Anarchy battles. So once you unlock Anarchy battles, it's ranked mode, basically, and different modes to play. So it's not just Turf War. You got Tower Defense, where you sit on a tower, and whoever is on the tower moves towards that team's goal. So you have to put yourself in danger to get yourself towards the goal. Basically...
Interesting. So the tower, moves around.
Yeah. The tower moves, and your team's goal is to defend it, and if you're on it, you gotta stay alive. That's it.
Huh.
But tower moves based off majority. So if 2 orange and 1 blue are on the tower, it's moving orange. If they kill that blue and it's just 1 and 1, it stops. It's not moving. But the tower defense is really interesting. It's really fun and kind of odd to... Splatoon multiplayer is all about odd things to wrap your head around. But, self-endangering yourself to better your team is a very odd concept to wrap your head around. So basically, you have to be in danger and survive long enough and have the other 3 members of your team on defense to move this tower any farther towards your goals. And it's very interesting and a very odd concept, like I said, to wrap your head around. It's very Splatoon. Probably one of my least favorite modes would be Clam Blitz. Not because it's not that fun, but mainly because it kind of hinders out and limits the weapon classes you can use. Because you can try it by all means. Sometimes you'll have success, and I'm not very good at it, which might be why. But trying to snipe in Clam Blitz is very ill-advised. Getting up close and personal with something you can move up fast and then move away and do a few quick hits is more what you would want in Clam Blitz. The Splatana is my favorite for Clam Blitz, or just the regular Splattershot Jr. The regular gun is very useful in Clam Blitz. But Clam Blitz is interesting because basically there's clams all over the map, and you have to go around and get all these clams and get them in the goal, which is in enemy territory. Once you gather 8 clams, the clams transform into a super clam, which is a football, and you throw that at the goal, and then it opens the goal, and then it starts playing carnival music, and everybody else can throw their clams in.
What the fuck?
The football clam is worth 20 points, and after that, everybody else's subsequent clams are worth 1 point each. I think it's out of 100 or something like that, so there's a good bit of clams to be had. If you're trailing 6 clams behind you and someone splats you, they get your clams, but they can only get, from what I can gather, about 3 max. So if you have 6 clams, 3 of those clams are dead. But, like I said, Clam Blitz is more focused on running towards someone and attacking close up. At least for me, the Splatana is where it's at. or like just a regular splat gun, something like that. Something not super long range, because like anytime I try to snipe or even use one of the splatling guns, like it does not work that well for me. But what is it called? Splat Zone is a very interesting one. That one's King of the Hill, but whoever has the hill gets points. It's dead center of the map, and yeah.
Don't you mean King of the Krill? So you don't have to like defend a spot. You just have to like have it painted.
Yes.
Like normally, King of the Hill, you're up there and you have to kill anybody that tries to take it from you.
But the easiest way to defend them from inking it is to be in it and shoot at them.
Oh yeah.
When you have it inked. So ultimately, you don't have to be on the hill. You just have to have it painted.
Yeah.
That is my favorite mode for sniping, because the sniper shoots like one straight line of ink, so you can just do like 7 shots and paint the whole thing, or more importantly, snipe the other players so they can die, and then your teammates can paint the whole thing while they're dead and respawning. That one's really fun. I like the Splat Zone a lot. And then the final one, also good for sniping, that's one of my favorite things to do in this game, is what's it called? Rainmaker. Rainmakers capture the flag, but the flag is a weapon. So the flag is this big old golden fish that you can charge up, and it shoots out like a little ink ball that turns into a tornado or something.
Oh my god.
But to get through to the fish, you gotta splat away its barrier, and by splatting the barrier, it bubbles up into an explosion, and each team splats it, and then it's kind of like a tug of war. So if like green is splatting it and pink is splatting it, whoever's splatting it more, it'll be that color, and then splat the other enemies. So like you could throw bombs at it to do like a hefty quick amount of damage, or you could just keep at it with your gun and do like a minimal steady amount of damage. It's very interesting. The more people doing it wins, but that you basically have to take the flag to 2 different points. You have like your mid point and then your end point, and you have to get it up onto like the platform. So that one's really fun. It can get pretty hectic. I don't really like carrying the Rainmaker because I am not good at using it as a weapon. I like playing defense for that one. That one's my favorite. But ultimately, all the modes are fun. They're all like wacky, weird takes on like classic genres of like multiplayer games like that. I wish there was an actual like factual team deathmatch in Splatoon, because I feel like that would be. I feel like that's the only mode it's missing. But one thing I didn't actually get to participate in, and I hate it, but I participated in the last Splatfest, which is what would you bring to a desert island? Gear, grub, or fun? I voted Team Gear because I'll vote on anything that Shiver votes on, because I like her the best. But Team Grub was like the yellow fry lady, and then Team Fun was Big Man, the manta ray. I didn't get to compete in the tricolored battle because Splatfest lasts for a weekend, and that's it. Like once that's over, it's over.
What won? Okay.
Team Gear won.
Hey.
Yeah, because that's the smart, logical choice. Food is gonna run out in like a day. Fun, dumb. You can have fun doing anything.
Well, I'd imagine it's like infinite food, right?
They never said.
Okay.
Yeah. Semantics. If you want to believe that, go for it. But my main complaint about multiplayer would be, I mean, the matches are pretty short. They're all like about like 3 minutes or less, more give or take. But you pick one weapon loadout, you're stuck with that the entire match. I don't know. I
didn't like that in the first one. I was hoping they'd fixed that.
Yeah, so you could have 5 different gear loadouts just to like quick swap. Like you have like, you know, your roller build and then your splat build or something like that. So you can have multiple loadouts and save them, but you can't swap between them mid-match. Like, I don't know about maybe swapping like all 5 of them, but if we could pick like 2 loadouts for a match, I think that's reasonable, because if I'm, going into Clan Blitz and sniping and having the worst possible time, and then I have a secondary loadout where I can just go in with the Splatana and have a much, much better time for the rest of that 3 minutes, that should be an option, I feel like. That could be an easily workaround option, I think. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nice to have the options to switch mid-fight. Because not only can you not switch mid-fight, but you have to kind of take a pause in matchmaking and swap your gear and then get back into matchmaking.
Oh, I see.
So it could definitely use some work in swapping the classes and stuff like that. But ultimately, multiplayer is fantastic. I've had a few connection issues, and ranked matchmaking takes forever, and then sometimes it has a bunch of connection issues anyways. But once it gets going, it's here to stay. Every now and then it has a hard time getting going, but for the most part, it's pretty well works for online connectivity and stuff. So, moving on into the hub world and transitioning with some multiplayer, because I mentioned them earlier, but the Splatfests really bring this hub world alive, because the hub world's cool anyways, because it's all typically I think it's daytime all the time. I've never seen it at night, but you walk around and it's got the fake keeping Miiverse alive posts with everyone can draw something. There's a lot of ink your home base and stuff like that. And weirdly enough, a lot of furries. But either way, the hub world
give
is
people something to share, and they're gonna mess it up. But.
Yeah. But hub world's cool. It's very lively, very Splatoon. But during Splatfest, it's really cool. Because, gearing up for Splatfest, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Because there's this central area, and it's blank. There's nothing in it. And then, the day before Splatfest, all of a sudden, there was, a dragon head they were doing construction on. And then, during the Splatfest, it's, party time. It's nighttime, all the neon lights are up, and that dragon head is, flying around the city. With the deep cut crew on top of it, Shiver, Fry, and Big Man are just up there just dancing and shit. It's very lively and really cool to actually participate in. But ultimately, the hub world is pretty awesome. I love the community. I love the shops because they cycle out merch on the daily, and all your gear has special effects. And if say you got these shoes, and then the next day the shoes are still there, you're not just out of luck, because you can spend a little more money and raise that shoe's star power. So that gives you an extra ability slot, or raises its star rating, so you can get a little bit more XP. It's 1.03 times XP or something like that.
Okay.
But still, gives you an incentive to rebuy and raise the star level. Which you can also do if you choose the winning side of the Splatfest. I found that out. That was cool.
Nice.
But my favorite store is the gun store. Because this little horseshoe crab Sheldon has some of the best guns, and weirdly enough, the best song in the game, in my opinion. Because this song, I listen to it all the time. It's very catchy. But Sheldon's gun store is awesome because not only does he not, he lets you try out all the weapons before you buy them. And so basically you unlock the ability to buy weapons based off of your level. So if you're level 1, there's a level 5 gun that you can't get until you're level 5, right?
Right.
Wrong.
Oh.
You level up to level 5, you can get that gun for 1 ticket. Or, if you're level 1 and you want that gun before level 5, you can spend 3 tickets and get that gun early.
Okay.
Now, the guns don't really do more damage or anything necessarily, but they just handle a little bit different, little different classes and stuff like that. But it's really cool workaround that you don't have to wait until, end game to get this gun. And I really like that for the store.
I was about to ask if it was a pay-to-win thing, but it doesn't sound like it.
Nope. And that's the best part, too. It's as far as I've seen, not a microtransaction in sight.
Nice.
So moving on from the hub world into the Splatlands, we have the single player mode. So single player starts off about what you'd expect. You just do these little missions, and you're helping out Captain Cuttlefish and stuff like this, and then you get to the end, and it's just like, uh-oh, DJ Octavio's here, and he's in a mech suit. He's a bad guy from the first one. He's DJ Octopus.
Okay.
You're fighting him in his mech suit. He's dropping sick beats on you, and then you bust his ass, and then he busts your ass back, cracks the ground, you fall into the ground. And you're in this crater, and then there's the sky inside the crater, and it's all snowy, and it's like Hollow Earth from Godzilla vs. King Kong. It is weird. It turns out, this is where all the plot happens, because this is where Splatoon 3 starts going. Because in this crater, Captain Cuttlefish has now been kidnapped, and you gotta find him and save him. You do all these missions, and basically you progress the plot. Every mission has like 3 different loadouts for you to choose, so this is a really great way to test out every single weapon in the game. Because like testing them out in Sheldon's store is one thing, like it works, but it's not a combat scenario, where the single player is like a combat scenario, so that's a better test in my opinion.
Okay. Is it kind of like Break the Targets from Smash Brothers, how a lot of them are custom made for that character to show you, like, you know, the extent of Samus's jump or something like that?
Not really. There are some like that. Like all the special moves have like a special, like that's the only mission in that. Like some of them have like 3 missions where you can do it with like a splat gun, a sniper, or a roller. Where that one, it's only Zipcaster and like you're powered up to do the super move the whole time.
Okay, so there's not like a specific like sniper course.
Not that I know of or can remember.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's
that it's like partially what I was saying.
My main negative about the single player is like there's not like any incentive to do every mission with every weapon. Like there's no completion bonus for it. Like you just kind of do it. Like there's a completion bonus for beating every level, but not every level, every path, every gun.
Okay.
Luckily I looked that up. I didn't actually do it because that would have been.
If you went through the trouble of all that for nothing, that would have.
I don't even know if you get congratulations or anything, but that was kind of
I don't know. Like give like a special shirt or hat or
your ink sparkles. Cool. Like your ink is sparkly.
Like Mario. Yeah. But this would be my main like negative neutral thing. Like more neutral than negative, but like I wasn't expecting much. But the single player is not that deep. Ironically, because it's in a crater. But it's just not that much. It's just missions and then you move on and that's it. One thing that is that deep is the lore in this game, because Splatoon lore, it is a wild ride. So you have these Alteria logs. That's the crater place where you're at. And basically there's this old like Windows operating system basically called Orca that's like running all these missions that you're competing in. And all the logs of this place are like jumbled and corrupted. But the more of the map you explore and ink, the more it gets decoded. So you have that for like 5 different zones, and that's where you get the lore. From like the fall of humanity all the way to the rise of like the first Inkling and stuff like that. And it's all just text, but it's really interesting to read. And they have a lot of like these funny pictures to go with it. Like there's one where it's talking about the Inklings first setting foot on land, and it's literally just squids walking on their tentacles and stuff. But the best part about this game was the final level. But before I get into that, I forgot about a boss I wanted to mention, because Deep Cut, Sugar Fry and Big Man are actually the enemies of this game, at least at first, because they're treasure hunters and they think you're after their treasure, so they're like, we're gonna bust your ass. So you fight Fry first. She's got like a dice block full of eels, and then you fight Shiver, and then you fight Big Man.
Well, what's Shiver do?
Shiver has a shark that she rides around on. It's called Master Mega, and he's got sunglasses.
Well, that's awesome.
I think he eats you, or it pops up underneath you like a street shark or something. Forget what he does. But Big Man is the main one I want to talk about because he's a manta ray, and the title of his boss level is called the Manta Storm, and this mother does like a ninja move, turns into like a little paper-looking manta ray shadow, and is straight up the boss from Mario Sunshine.
Oh wow!
Like yellow and teal color scheme, ink and everything. Like you splat him, and he splits into two. You splat those, they split into other ones faster and faster.
That's amazing.
Like it was awesome. Like I know that's based on like an actual like myth and shit, but like seeing it 100% Sunshine with the colors and everything was great. I don't know if his goop is electric, but it definitely should have been if it wasn't. So the final level of this game, I think it can't get more ridiculous than Mario Sunshine. Just wait. The final level is like a 5-stage gauntlet. Like you do like a stealth level, then you do like a guns blazing level, then a platforming level. It's all one after the other, and no resting in between. It's like really test your mettle. Like it takes about maybe minimum like 30 minutes. Like it's a lengthy process. Okay. Culminates in you riding the Megalodon up an eel tornado into space to fight a bear on a rocket.
Eel tornado. Bear rocket.
Bear in space.
And a Megalodon. Yeah. So
okay,
you get into space and you fight this bear because Mr. Grizz is like the worst bad guy ever. Oh man, I forgot to mention this. He runs Salmon Run, the best multiplayer mode. I'll say that real quick. Salmon Run is amazing. I'll go play it all the time. But Mr. Grizz runs Salmon Run. He wants golden eggs, and they are to fuel this rocket. So by playing Salmon Run, you're helping Mr. Grizz.
Is he just leaving?
But no, he's launching the rocket into the stratosphere because this furry goop like turns everything into a mammal. Like you turn into Captain Caveman if you touch it.
Captain Caveman!
That's his poop?
I don't think it's his poop.
Oh.
I think he made it
in his body?
in a lab.
Oh.
He's a smart bear.
Very smart bear.
He actually went into space with the rest of humanity, and he was the only survivor. You find that out on one of the logs.
Gee.
But this goop turns everything into a mammal, and he's going to launch it into the stratosphere and explode it so it covers the whole Earth, turns the Earth into Captain Caveman. But
so he wants to get rid of the fish.
yeah, he wants
Or
to
at least
make
the squids.
everything a mammal, because that's how it was when he was growing up, I guess. But basically, he's like hulked out and juiced up on this furry goop, so he's massive now. And you basically have to survive and fight his boss fight, like 1 zone out of 3. And then, I forget why he does it. Like, they either like pray to like one of their deities or something, or like they're just like feeling super fresh or something. But Small Fry evolves from this little baby salmonid into this full-blown actual salmon in space.
What?
Do the grown-up forms look like that in the game?
No, the grown-up forms are just this big old fat blobby like blob, and he's just a straight-up salmon like swimming in space.
Blobby blob.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, he attacks the bear like a serpent, like he'll wrap around him and like snap at him with his little like salmon beak.
I don't think salmon
and
do
stuff.
that.
I mean, you don't know. You've never fought a salmon in space.
That's true.
But so that happens, and then Small Fry can't take him because bears typically beat salmons in a fight.
Yeah, that's one of their main diet.
So you can't really help him out because like you're like stuck in space or something, or stuck behind goo, and you can't help him. But Small Fry's getting his shit rocked, and then what do you see coming out of the stratosphere? But DJ Octavio in his mech suit.
Is this a redemption arc?
It is. So he helps you, like you get on top of his mech, and like the bear, like I guess he like shoots off the octolings out of him. Like, I think it might be like gremlins. Like, they kind of come out of the goop.
Oh, wow.
Like, out of his back.
The furry ones?
Yeah, the furry little tentacle. They come after you, and you gotta kill them, and then you're piloting the mech, and Octavio's mech has, like, this vacuum, so you gotta vacuum up the goop off of the bear and help Small Fry, and I forget how exactly you defeat him, but I know it's, like, wildly insane, like, more insane than a salmon fighting a bear getting vacuumed by an octopus DJ mech. But
Okay.
Jesus.
like, it was
this final battle
wild.
sounds so intense.
It was absolutely crazy. The cinematics are so funny, and like the actual fight was pretty challenging. But after that, like, the game ends and everybody's happy and everything, except I don't know if Captain Cuttlefish is or not, because he was like a humanoid, like, squid kid man. But then, like, Mr. Grizz, like, dehydrated him, so now he's literally just like an actual squid, but with the face. Like,
okay.
I don't know if he's okay because he's stuck as that. So I don't know if we can, like, re-wet him or what. But I tried squirting him with ink. It didn't help. But
So is the bear dead, or?
I don't remember. He either died or he left. Like, he got de-hulked and just was like, okay, well, maybe next time. But, so after you beat the boss, the final thing we're going to talk about today is after Altaria, the final secret mission of the game. You have to beat every single level even to access this mission, and then you get to go into this absolute holy shit gauntlet of a test of everything you have ever learned Splatoon. This mission is worse than the final gauntlet, like, by a mile. Like, it's about 5 different sections like that, but it's one level. Like, you get a checkpoint, and then you get another checkpoint, like, way down the line. Like, it took me, like, 30 minutes just to complete the first section of it, and then I did it, and then it was just like, oh, this is just another checkpoint. Move on to the next section. And then another 30 minutes passed. I did that one, and then I did it again, and then again, and I get to the last one, and it goes from, like, platforming to, like, ink wall platforming to, like, a bunch of crazy stuff. And then the last one is by far the hardest thing in Splatoon 3 by a mile. It is the combat mission.
Oh, I saw you trying to do this.
Yeah, you have to fight, like, the Octolings, I think they're called. They're basically other, like, CPU characters. You have to fight one wave of them. That's fine. They're not that hard. And then you fight 2 waves of them. And that one's a little more challenging. They get a lot more aggressive and a lot more numbers each wave. But the second wave, you get the specials. Like, you get little can specials. You always have one with you. And then, like, once you get a can, you can do that instantly. So that helps out a lot. And then the third mission, or the third level of it, there are so many more of them, and they all have access to these special weapons as well. So there's like 10 of these. Like, they're throwing ink stamps at you, they're doing ink jets, they're throwing the little, like, bobber things that let out, like, the circles, and that if that circle hits you, like, you get debuffed and then you get killed. And then, like, they're doing, like, the slam downs. It is the worst, like, hardest part about any of this. And by the way, you don't get to choose a loadout for this. You only have your hero gear, which you can level up a little bit, but it's basically just your typical splat gun, and that's it. That's all you got.
Damn.
So that final combat mission was, like, super duper hard, but ultimately I did it. I felt very satisfied when I did it, and that does get you a reward. You get a little hat, like, it's some bear ears, so you can look like Mr. Grizz, and they have pretty good stats on them. And you get a little badge, so you can put that on your splat tag to show off to everybody that you did it. But Splatoon 3, I would highly recommend. It is a lot of fun, especially if you know anyone that has it. Like, getting together to do a turf war or a salmon run is, like, so much fun. Salmon Run, I would highly recommend. I'm going to talk about that now because I didn't get to earlier. But Salmon Run is basically horde mode. So if you played
Nice.
Gears of War 2, you're gonna love Salmon Run because that's it. Like it has a little bit of Gears 3 horde mode where you have like the turrets and stuff like that every now and then, but that's random in Salmon Run. Salmon Run's kind of like horde mode mixed with like the arena quests from Monster Hunter.
Okay.
So you have 4 different loadouts of weapons, but you don't get to pick them.
Oh.
It picks for you every wave.
Oh.
So like you have like, you know, a splat gun, a sniper, a roller, and a bucket. Those are the 4 guns, and it cycles out like every day, like the map and the weapons keep cycling. So that's really cool. It keeps it fresh. But you don't get to choose these weapons. So you might start out like wave 1 with the bucket, and then wave 2 you get the sniper, and then wave 3 you get, you know, the splat gun or something like that. There's 3 waves. Every wave you get like bosses. You kill bosses. You get the golden salmon eggs. You put them in the basket. Every wave has a quota. You have stuff like that.
Okay.
Obviously, they get harder every wave. Wave 1, not that hard. Wave 2, semi-difficult. Wave 3, pretty hard. There's a lot of more bosses in Wave 3. But there's also an extra mode called Extra Wave. Roughly every 5 matches, you have this little meter that goes up in the lobby. That's your likelihood of experiencing Coho Tuna, this big old Godzilla salmonid. And
thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
He plops down, and this guy's a big boy. Like, he'll jump up and butt slam and do like a big old wave of ink that'll like wipe out anything within the radius. He's got massive health. He's got regular minions, and then he has a shitload of the boss minions also.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
So they're all over the place murdering you, and you have to beat them. I still haven't done it. I played Salmon Run for like a week straight, never beat them once. We got close, but the way they kind of balance it out is like whenever you fight the bosses in this extra wave, like you still get the golden eggs, but there's no quota for this one. So if you failed the extra wave, you still succeeded the mission. You just failed that one. But since there's no quota, there's no basket to turn the eggs in, so you get an egg launcher. If you pick up an egg, you can throw it at Coho Tuna and do a lot more damage.
Oh.
But
okay.
he's basically just this big ass, and not bullet, but ink sponge that sits there, and then you got to survive all the other bosses and their minions, and it's so much happening all at once, and it's damn near impossible. But that's gonna wrap up my thoughts on Splatoon 3. Like, I'm loving this game. It's definitely gonna be on our top 10 and probably bosses and game of the year, because Splatoon 3 has been that much fun. Hopefully, and I doubt it because it's Nintendo, but hopefully it goes on sale soon or something, so Aaron and Scotty will get it so I can play Salmon Run with them.
You could pitch in. Just
I-
buy it for me.
I could do that, I guess. That would give me a chance to beat it. But if you know someone playing Splatoon 3 and you think it looks good, do yourself a favor. Just go ahead and get it. You will not regret it. Splatoon 3 is a lot of fun. Stay fresh.
Splat that like button. Don't leave that. That was terrible.